Hello, today we're going to work on the oi sound. This sound can be spelled two different ways, O-I or O-Y. When the oi comes in the middle of the word, like in coin, you're going to spell it with the O-I pattern. When the oi comes at the end of the word, like boy, you're going to spell it with the O-Y pattern. To go through today's activities, it may be helpful to have a piece of paper and a pencil so that you can work along with me. Throughout the video, there will be several places where you can choose to pause and come back later or even on a different day. If you'd rather do the whole thing in one sitting, that's fine too. Let's go ahead and get started and listen for that oi sound. Remember, oi can go like in the word boy or coin. If I say a word that says oi, I want you to give me a thumbs up. If it does not say oi, give me a thumbs down. So if I have the word boil, b-oi-ol, it says oi like boy, so that's a thumbs up. What about the word con? Con says ah, that is not oi, so that's a thumbs down. What about jaunt? Jaunt says ah, so that's a thumbs down. That is not oi like boy or coin. What about joint? Joint says oi like coy or coin. That's a thumbs up. What about spoil? Spoil says oi like coin. That's a thumbs up. What about spool? Spool says ooh. That's a thumbs down. Ooh is not oi like boy or coin. What about toil? Toil says oi like coin or boy. That's a thumbs up. What about toll? Toll says o. O is not oi like boy or coin. What about foil? Foil says oi like boy and coin. That's a thumbs up. What about joy? Joy says oi like boy or coin. That's a thumbs up. Now that we've gotten our brain used to listening for that oi sound, I want us to think about where that oi sound appears in the word. Remember, when the oi comes in the beginning or the middle, so basically anywhere except the end, it's going to be spelled with oi like in coin. When the oi comes as the very last sound in the word, like in boy, it's going to be spelled with oy. So we really need to be paying attention to where that oi comes. So for example, in the word boil, I hear b, oi, o. The oi is in the middle of the word, so we're going to point to the left-hand side of the screen. Compare that to the word boy, though. B-oi. The very last sound in the word is oi, so because it's the very last sound in the word, we're going to point to the right hand of the screen. Listen carefully and point to the screen where you think the oi sound comes. How about the word hoist? Hoist has the oi in the middle of the word. Oi, s, t. Since it's in the middle of the word, we pointed to this side of the screen. What about joint? It's not the last sound, so we pointed over here. J, oi, n, t. Since it's in the middle of the word, we pointed to the left. What about joy? J, oi. It's the last sound in the word, so we point to the right. How about toy? T, oi is the last sound in the word, so we pointed to the right. What about point? P, oi, n, t. It's not the last sound in the word, so we pointed to the left. What about roy? Oi is the last sound in the word, so we pointed to the right. What about spoil? Oi, ol. It's not the last sound in the word, so we're pointing to the left. What about oil? Oi, ol. It's the first sound in the word, actually, in this case. It's not the last sound, so we came over here to the left. What about soy? Oi. It's the last sound in the word, so we pointed to the right. So it's really important for you to listen. If the oi is the very last thing you hear in the word, it's going to be spelled oy. If it's any other place, beginning or middle, it's going to be spelled with oi. Now we're going to use our patterns in order to help us to spell some words. Notice I have these boxes up here to help us to remember our patterns. When the oi comes either in the beginning or the middle of the word, we use the oi spelling pattern. Notice anything except for the end, we're going to use oi. However, when the oi sound is the very last sound in the word, we're going to use the oi spelling pattern. Let me show you how this works. Let's say I have the word coin. K, oi, n. The oi comes in the middle of the word, so we're going to use the oi pattern. K is spelled with a C. Oi, since it's in the middle, is oi. N is spelled with an N. Let's compare that to the word cone. Cone has the sounds k, o, n. Still three sounds, so we're going to use three boxes. But notice that we didn't have the oi sound. It was the long o sound in k, own. Because it doesn't follow our pattern of oi, I color-coded these boxes red so we know that this does not follow our pattern. In cone, we have the sounds k, spelled with a C, o. That's the long o sound followed by the consonant n. Because we have the long vowel sound followed by a consonant, we're going to use the vowel consonant E pattern. So our vowel is O, N is spelled with an N, and there's that little silent E that helps me to remember that we have the long O sound. Again, this is colored in pink to remind you this is not our pattern. You have to listen very carefully for it to say oi, and then pay attention, is the oi in the middle of the word or at the end? Let's try one together. The word is point. What's the word? Point. Help me to stretch the sounds. P, oi, n, t. Did this word say oi? Yep. And was that sound in the beginning, middle, or at the end? It was in the middle. So which pattern will we use? oi. Let's go ahead and write it. P is spelled with a P. Oi in the middle of the word is spelled with a oi. N is spelled with a N. T is spelled with a T. Compare that to the word joy. What's the word? Joy. Stretch the sounds with me. J, oi. How many sounds did we hear? 2. Was one of them oi? Yep. And where was that sound? It was the last sound in the word. So we're going to use which spelling pattern? OY. In joy, what was the first sound? J. How do you spell it? J. And the last sound was? Oi, spelled OY. Nice job. So you can see when it comes at the end of the word, we use that OY pattern. The next 3 words I'm going to have you do on your own. This would be a great time for you to use your pencil and your paper that I'd recommended you get at the beginning of the video. I'm going to say a word. I want you to stretch the sounds in the word. Listen carefully. Does the word say oi? If it does it come in the beginning or middle of the word? Or does it come at the end of the word? Your first word is Roy. This is someone's name, so be careful to capitalize it. Roy. Roy. Did you hear oi in this word? And if you did it come at the beginning and middle, or did it come at the end? I heard oi, and I heard it at the end. There's only 2 sounds, oi. Is spelled with an R. Oi is spelled OY since it's at the end of the word. It's capitalized because it's someone's name. How'd you do? Let's do another one. The word is soil. Soil. Stretch the sounds and listen. Does it say oi? And if it does, is it in the beginning or middle, or is it at the end? Soil. Soil has 3 sounds, s, oi, ol. It does say oi, and it's in the middle of the word, so we're going to use the oi pattern. S is spelled with an S, oi is spelled oi, ol is spelled with an L. Notice the difference. They both happen to be the second sound because Roy, though, has it as its last sound, it's OY. Because soil still has another consonant afterwards, it's OI. The last one I'm going to have you do is ploy. Stretch those sounds and listen. Does it say oi? And if so, where does it say oi? Ploy. ploy. Ploy has three sounds, p, o, oi. It does say oi, and it's at the end of the word, the very last sound. Because it says oi at the end of the word, we're going to use the oy spelling. Ploy is spelled p, o, l, oi, o-y. You can see how important it is to really listen to those sounds in that word to figure out how to spell it. You can also use these patterns to help you to read words. When I look at these words, the first thing I want to do is to look to see if there's any letters working together to make a single sound. In this first word, I notice that there's an O followed by an I. I know that the O and I are going to work together to make the oi sound. I also can see in this word that there's a consonant L that follows it, and there's a consonant B that begins it. Each of those is going to make its own sound. So this word has a total of 3 sounds. I can blend those sounds together to read b, oi, o, boil. Let's do this next one together. Do you notice any letters working together to make a single sound? Yeah, in this case you probably noticed the OY pattern. OY says oi at the end of the word. What else do you notice about this word? There's a consonant B at the beginning that makes its own sound. So how many sounds are in this word? Yep, there's 2 sounds. Let's blend those 2 sounds together. B, oi, boy. Let's do this next one together as well. Do you notice any letters working together to make a single sound? There's an O followed by an I. This vowel team says oi. What other things do you notice in this word? There's the consonant H. There's also a consonant S and a consonant T. Each of those letters is making its own sound, so they each get their own box. How many sounds are in this word? There are indeed 4 sounds in this word. Let's blend them together. Oi, st, hoist. Nice job. These next 3 I want you to do on your own. You may need to take a minute to pause so you have time to write these words down. This is another great time to use that pencil and paper I recommended you get at the beginning. So you're going to go ahead and copy these words down, and then you're going to look to see where there's letters working together to make a single sound. After you've found all of the sounds in a word, blend those words together. When you're ready to read the word with me, go ahead and hit play again. Go ahead and pause the video so you have time to write the words. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. In this first word over here, did you notice any letters working together to make a single sound? Yeah, it has the O and the I working together to say oi. What else do you see in this word? This word has a consonant J, a consonant N, and a consonant T. Each of those consonants is making their own sound. How many sounds did you see in this word? I see 4 as well. Let's blend them together. Ch, oi, t, joint. What about in this next word? Were there any letters working together there? Yep, in this one it had the OY working together to say oi. What else did you see in this word? There was a consonant T. Together that made 2 sounds in this word. When you blend them together, it says t, oi, toy. Now this next one might have confused you a little bit. Were there any letters working together? This one also said the OY, but you may have paused and said, why is it OY? We said OY was at the end of the word, and this one has a consonant S at the end. The reason is because this consonant is called a suffix. Sometimes words can have S, ing, or ed added at the end, and what it does is it makes it plural or puts it in the past tense. So what you really have to do is sometimes ignore those suffixes of s, ed, or ing and just look at the root word. If I cross off this s for a little bit, you'll notice now the oy is at the end of the word, just like in up above. In the root word, I have the sounds t, oi, toy. I add the s so it says t, oys, toys, and that just means I have more than one toy. I just wanted to show you an example of that, so when you're reading, if you see an S, an ED, or an ING at the end of the word, you don't get confused about why they use the OY spelling pattern. Okay, that was a lot of really good thinking. If you would like to take a break, now would be a great time to pause the video. You can come back later or even on a different day. If you'd rather keep doing the activities with me, we can go ahead and go on. I'm glad you're here to go on to our next activity. For this activity, we're really going to work on reading and writing words without the help of those sound boxes. We'll look carefully at our words to see if they have the OI or the OY pattern, because OI or OY say OI. Remember, OI is in the middle or the beginning of the word. OY comes at the end. What I want you to do is take a minute to practice reading these words. You're going to have to look carefully at each word to see if it has that OI or OY pattern. Notice most of them say OI or OY, but some do not. You may need to pause the video so you have enough time to practice reading each word. When you're ready to read them with me, go ahead and hit play. Okay, did you have enough time to practice reading the words? If not, remember, pause the video. Let's go ahead and practice reading them together. I see oi, 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 but not here. This has the vowel consonant E pattern, so this is going to say O. Let's read them together. Ready? Begin. Toil, spoil, joy, boy, hoist, joint, noise, nose. Notice these two seem very similar, but this one has the oi and this one says O. The silent E, though, doesn't make any difference for that oi pattern. Noise. Let's read them together one more time. Toil, spoil, joy, boy, hoist, joint, noise, nose. Nice reading and using the OI or OY pattern. Now I want you to write some words. Again, this would be a great time to use that pencil and paper so you have a place where you can write your words down. I'm going to say a word and I want you to stretch the sounds. Listen carefully for if it says oi. If it does, listen for if that oi is in the beginning or middle of the word, or if the oi is at the end of the word so you can spell it correctly. The first word I want us to do is point. Point. Stretch the sounds and write the sounds that you hear. Point. Point. Do you hear oi in this word? And if so, is it in the middle or at the end? Point. Let's check your spelling. Point has 4 sounds. P, oi, n, t. The oi is in this word and it's in the middle, so we're going to use the OI pattern. Point is spelled p, p, oi, oi, n, t, t. So it does say oi, and that oi is in the middle, so we use the OI spelling. What about the word coin? Stretch the sounds. Listen for oi and figure out if it's in the beginning, middle, or end of the word. Coin. Coin. Check your spelling. Did you spell it so that all the sounds are represented? Coin. Let's check your spelling. Coin has 3 sounds. K, oi, n. It does say oi, and the oi is in the middle of the word, so we're going to use the OI pattern. Coin is spelled k, c, oi, oi, n. Because oi is in the middle of the word, we spelled it with an O and I. Let's do the word toy. Stretch the sounds, listen to see if it says oi, and then hear if it is in the beginning, middle, or end of the word. Toy. Spell the sounds that you hear. Toy. There are only 2 sounds in toy. Toy has the sounds t, oi. It does say oi, and it's at the end of the word this time, so we're going to use the OY pattern. Toy is spelled t, t, oi, oy. What about the word boil? Stretch the sounds, listen to see if it says oi, And is that oi in the beginning, middle, or end of the word? Boil. Boil. Check your spelling. Do you have each of the sounds represented in your spelling patterns? Boil. Boil has 3 sounds, b, oi, ol. It does say oi, and it's in the middle of the word, so we're using the oi pattern. Boil is spelled b, b, oi, oi, ol, l. Let's do one more. The word I want you to write is boy. Stretch the sounds, listen to see if it says oi, and then figure out if that oi sound is in the beginning, middle, or end. Boy. Boy. Boy does indeed say oi. The oi is at the end of the word, so we're going to use the oi pattern. Boy has 2 sounds, b, oi. It's spelled b, b, oi, oy. So you can see how important it is to listen for where that sound falls. In the middle, it's oi. At the end, it's oy. Nice job! Again, you've been doing a lot of really good thinking. If you want to take a break, now would be a great time to pause the video. You can come back later or at a different day. If you would rather keep doing the whole thing with me, you can go ahead to the next activity. Our next thing we're going to do is read a story that has this oi sound. I'm glad you're here so you can read the story with me. The story we're going to read today is Toys for Boys. Notice even in the title there's several words that have that OY pattern. Don't let it get fooled, or don't let yourself be fooled when it has that S at the end that makes it plural. The root word is still toy and boy, and that oi comes at the end, which is why it's spelled with the OY. Now when I'm reading a story, the first thing I want to do is to read through the words and look to see if there's any patterns I know. I can see right away that there's several of these words that have the OY at the end. And remember, OY at the end of a word says oi. Now that I've found those words and practiced reading them in my head, I'm ready to read the story. Please read in your head while I read aloud this first page. Most boys like to play with toys, but not Roy. He was the only boy with no toys. Poor Roy. Go ahead and read this page with me. Ready? Begin. Most boys like to play with toys, but not Roy. He was the only boy with no toys. Let's go ahead and read this page together. Before we read though, skim through to see if you can find any OY or OI patterns. This says oi, 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 oi. Now that we've practiced reading those oi sounds and looking at those words, we're ready to read together. Let's read it out loud together. Begin. Roy thought toys made too much noise. He thought they cost too much. He did not see any point in playing with toys. Nice reading. Let's read this page together as well. Again, start by looking to see where those oi words are. Roy, joy, toys, oi, spoiled, oi, boys, oi, toys. Okay, let's read it together. Ready? Begin. Roy saw no joy in playing with toys. He thought only spoiled boys play with toys. I'm going to have you finish reading this story on your own. On each page, look through to see if you can find any of the OY or OI patterns. Then read those words to practice our oi sound. You may need to pause the video so you have enough time to read through each page. When you're ready to move on to the next page, go ahead and hit play, and then it'll advance to the next page. Thanks so much for working with me today as we read the oi sound, whether it's OY at the end or OI in the middle of a word. You can go ahead and begin reading now.